Hi everybody, this is Janet Smarter Country Living. I'm behind the camera here today and I'm making a pear cobbler. And I've got just about everything ready. I have dissolved 2 cups of sugar into 2 cups of water here. Warmed it up a little bit and dissolved it. And I've got my pears here. I've got them in water that I've got, stuff in it so they won't turn, And I've already made my crust and I've got it rolled out. It's over here. You do like a 10 by 12 rectangle or try the best you can. And what I made this dough with is 1.5 cups of flour, self-rising flour, and 1/2 cup of shortening and 1/3 cup of milk. And that's what I made the dough out of. And here is my pan I'm going to put it in. There's been a stick of butter melted in this, and I melted it, in the oven. Now, this is what I put in my water that I put my pears in so that they wouldn't turn. So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these pears up, and I'm going to dice them up small, and I need 2 cups of them. So I'm going to put you on pause for a few minutes, and I'm going to dice up the pears. Okay, I've diced up 2 cups of pears now into small pieces, and I'm going to put them on the dough here. Okay, now I've covered the dough up with the diced pears, and I've sprinkled cinnamon generously all over it. Now I'm going to roll it up like a pinwheel. Now I do a blackberry recipe like this also, blackberry cobbler, and I've got a video of me doing it too, and I'll put a link to it down below, and it shows everything. But I'm going to roll this up like a pinwheel, cut it into pieces, and then we'll go from there. Okay, you see I've rolled it up, like a pinwheel, and I'm cutting pieces off of it, and I'm putting them over here in my dish where I've got the melted butter. So, got a few more to cut. Now, the ones on the ends aren't usually very pretty. You just shape them as best you can and, add the pears to it. But that doesn't affect the taste at all. So, I'm going to finish cutting these and putting them in the container over here in the baking dish. Okay, I was going to tell you the best way to pick these up is to use a little spatula and go underneath it and pick them up and put them over there in your dish. That way it doesn't, fall apart on you. Okay, there it is. Now you'll have pieces of pears laying all over your, all over that's falling out of it. You just get those and just put them in there anywhere you want to. Now here comes the fun part. You see that sugar water we made? We pour it on top, okay? Slowly pour every bit of it on there. Now I make this with apples too. It's very good with apples. Now you're probably thinking that's crazy. They're floating in that water. It gets absorbed and it is delicious, let me tell you. And I'm making this with pears because we've got a lot of pears. Ours are kefir pears. They're not the pretty ones you buy in the store. And I'm just trying to find things to do with them. And I'm going to put this in the oven. And I'll have the recipe down below so you can look at it. And we'll see what it looks like when it comes out. But it's going to be good. Look at this. Now, doesn't this look good? And see, I told you that their liquid would all soak up, and it did. Now I'm going to take this out of the oven and let it sit for a few minutes. Then we're going to eat it. Okay, folks, we got this pear cobbler out of the oven, and as you can see, we've already started on it, but we saved a little bit for Charlie. And now he's going to give his honest opinion about what he thinks.
That is some mighty fine tea there, dear. Well, hello there, everyone. I'm glad to see everybody again. This is old Charlie from Jackson County, West Virginia. Have a great Sunday. It's a beautiful one here in the high 70s today. And guess what my little wife right here, Janet, made today? Something we've never had before. She might have done told you. But it's a pear cobbler. This thing is made from pears that we grew right out there in our own front yard. They're kefir pears. You don't find kefir pears in stores. They're a firm, very, very hard, firm pear. But boy, when they're chopped up, they're so crispy and juicy. Now, she made a cobbler right here today, and I am going to give my honest opinion because I have not tried this yet. All I've done is smelled of it, and it smells so delicious. It's a pear cobbler, mind you. Pear cobbler. Now, I just take little bites. I can't stand it no longer. I gotta have this. Oh, wow. That was worth right. This is worth writing home about. Let me tell you something. This thing is out of this world. Oh my goodness. Those pears just jump right out at you. A nice pear flavor. And the cobbler dough that it's made out of, it's got you can tell there's some, I think, cinnamon. Is it cinnamon?
The cinnamon is on the pears.
Cinnamon's on the pears. That's what I'm tasting. It's so delightful. If you can get a hold of some pears, Janet will probably end up sharing a link to her pear cobbler to you. By all means, see if you can put one of these together because, wow. I believe I could eat half that cobbler. It is so good. I asked Janet for a little bit of ice cream to go with this, and she said, honey, you don't need no ice cream with that cobbler. You don't really need none because it's just fine the way it is. And she was right. You don't need nothing with this cobbler. Maybe a little sip of tea. It makes it nice. So, tell you what, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my cobbler here. And I appreciate you tuning in. And we'll see you again soon. And just come to our channel and we'll entertain you or something. Whatever. You never know what's going to happen next around this place. But I'm just glad we was able to talk to you again today. Have yourself a blessed Sunday, by all means, and we'll see you next time. And then between now and then, maybe you can make your pear cobbler. It is so good. Bye-bye.